Hey everybody, it's Eddie G on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. Whew, there has been a lot of news, a lot of news. Um, let's just touch on something real quick that I didn't mention in the crypto minute. Lamborghini is getting involved in crypto. Now, that's not a big deal, except that it's yet another car company that's getting involved in crypto. Just saying. So is it an RWA play? Most likely. I have to dig in a little bit. I just happened to skim through the headlines this morning and saw it and it was just like, well, it's not going to affect my bag because I can't afford a Lamborghini. but I did see it. But something that I found interesting, and a lot of people have been saying the same thing. Democrat Ro Khanna, and I say that for a reason because as of late you've only heard Republicans that have been saying, "Hey, let's do something with crypto." Blah 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 blah. You have people on both sides of the aisle that are interested in crypto, so it's not one of those things where we have to, think about, is it a bipartisan thing or whatever. It is a bipartisan thing, so let's keep it moving, people. But he's actually proposing that we should keep the seized Bitcoin. We should keep it as strategic reserve. I don't know if anybody's told him, but I like that idea. Yeah, we should. We should not be dumping in any way, sort, shape, or form, unless, unless it has been stolen by people or from people, and we have to return it to those people. But other than that, ill-gotten gains, that can be good for the country. Um, the SEC, in a stupid pet trick, and I said this months ago. I said, if they lose, they're going to appeal. I said, here's what's funny. It's going to wind up getting dropped in the new regime. That's what I said. And guess what? They appealed. I think it's going to get dropped by the new regime. I want you to think about this. So Gary Gensler, we discussed this last night. Gary Gensler is not going to be there next year. The guy who's in charge of enforcement now, who led the charge against crypto for the SEC, enforcement dude, Gerbier Gruel, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. He's leaving. He's leaving. And I want you to think about something, and I brought this up a long time ago. Gary Gensler picked up the case from Jay Clayton. Jay Clayton was the previous chair. He brought the case against Ripple and then bounced and left it in Gary Gensler's lap. The question is, on his way out, did he do that? The question is probably yeah. Right? Because you have that overlap in time where a case gets brought up and whatever. And you kind of say, well, this is going to be a new case. You're going to have to take it up. Let's review. Is this something you want to do? So that conversation could have happened. Either way, it looks like Gary Gensler is doing the same thing. I'm going to bring this case, right, against Ripple. I'm going to bring this, this appeal. I'm going to waste taxpayers' money in this case. Because you could have said Jay Clayton had a case in 2017. You could have said that. So I don't know that I'm really mad about that. But right now, literally all that's going on is that this knucklehead, Gary Gensler, just wants to waste more taxpayer money. You got $125 million. Lick your wounds, take the money, take the win, and go away. Right? Because it is a win. It's a tiny win, but it's still a win. You cost them $200 million to fight the case, plus they have to pay $125 million. But now you want to appeal the fact that, it's a security. Well, it's not right now, buddy. It's not right now. Until you win, or unless you win that case, it is now not a security. So when I sit there and I look at this, I just kind of go, he just wants to waste more time, because what they're saying is that this case could drag on into 2026. And I'm gonna be frank with you. Is it going to crush anything that Ripple's doing? Might slow it down a little bit, a tad, a tiny bit, but you're an idiot if you think that it's going to crush it, right? Why? Because Ripple makes most of their money outside of the United States. The message that you're sending is that, well, if you're in this space, you could be in trouble with the SEC, who does not say anything about, well, what rules, regulations, all that good stuff. I mean, even crypto mom Hester Pierce is kind of like, well, can you show me this whole thing around you know, what you're talking about here? I'd like to see the verbiage. I'd like to understand what's going on. Just saying. So I'm sitting back and I'm just saying to myself, so what is that? You know what I mean? So he literally just wants to waste our money. Hold on. Just trying to see specifically what she was looking for. I mean, it was only a few days ago, and I touched on it a little bit. Ugh, it's killing me. I might not be able to find it. But it's probably over airdrops, since that was the latest thing that she was ticked off about. But there's so much that she's ticked off about how the SEC handles their business, that it could have been almost anything. So yeah, I'm just sitting back and just going, he just wants to waste our money, waste our time, and I think that's his last thing to stick it to Ripple, and I'm just like, ugh, drop the fucking case. Excuse me, language. I'm sorry. Drop the dang case. My mother's gonna be mad at me. Oh, sorry, mom. Um, because it's just wasting time and money. The only people that are going to win there are the attorneys for Ripple. Oh, you didn't know? You don't know why? Well, because the attorneys for the SEC, well, they're employees. They don't get the massive hourly rates that the other, their opposition gets. It's a waste of time, waste of money. Lick your wounds, move on, find better cases to take up. Simple as that. I mean, it comes down to, if had you not dragged your butt, you might have had a win years ago. But you dragged your butt. Drag, because you figured the longer you took to do things, they would just go out of business. And what happened? Ripple dug in, kept making their money outside the country, the bulk of, and kept fighting the good fight. You have a lot of people out there that are just ragging on them, just ragging on the SEC. What are you doing? You're just wasting our money. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Um, then you have, the infamous Edward Snowden. Crawl back under a rock. Going after Solana, saying that Solana is centralized. That's been a conversation that people have been saying for a long time. For a long time. Shut up already. Just saying. Shut up already. Like, I don't think that's news. I think it's worthy of conversation only because he should crawl back under a rock and just shut up. He brought it up at the token 2049 conference, and it's sparking debate, and it's bringing up old things. And I'm like, yeah, to a certain extent, you could say that a lot of coins out there are still, overly centralized, meaning that it's not necessarily the development team that owns most of it, but there are, the top N number of people, the top N number of wallets control it. It's bound to happen. Bound to happen. But, he wants a yap. I just wish Buddy Boy would crawl under a rock. BlackRock's IBIT and Fidelity's FBTC. Number one in 2024. Are you as shocked as I am? No, not at all. Not at all. Especially about BlackRock, right? Because everybody else sells, BlackRock buys. Everybody else sells, BlackRock buys. Larry Fink's got a plan. He's implemented that plan. He's written his plan, and his team is executing on that plan. Make no doubts about it. If you don't own Bitcoin, you better get to owning some Bitcoin. Just saying. Get your piece of the pie. Get it quick. Hold on to it. Things are afoot. Things are afoot. I mean, imagine if what Michael Saylor suggested comes true. You hold Bitcoin, Bitcoin hits a price, and you get yourself a loan based on your Bitcoin amount. Yeah. Imagine if that, use it as collateral. Imagine if that became a real thing at regular banks. He's saying not the private banks that, that I deal with. He's like, no, let's take it to the regular banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America, those kind of banks. I'm sitting back and I'm going, imagine if that was a thing. Imagine if that was a thing. Wow. So I'm sitting back and I'm just going, yeah, that could happen. So if you're paying attention to who owns what and for how long they've owned it, you should be thinking, I need to buy more Bitcoin. I need every time. So for me, every time I buy something, I buy Bitcoin. I'm buying this. Yep, I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm buying that. Oh, I'm buying Bitcoin. Every single time. I want to build up my Bitcoin stash as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and keep it moving. Seriously. Then you have Telegram coming out saying, we've been working with law enforcement since 2018. Depends on what law enforcement, depends on where. But yeah, we've been working with law enforcement since 2018. If you're not doing anything nefarious, you should have nothing to worry about, right? The regular person, nobody's looking at your stuff. They're not just poring over information. I'm pretty sure what the situation is law enforcement says, we know it's this person, this user. This is what they've done, da 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 da. He's not trying to go back to jail. I'm pretty sure his stint in France has made it so that he's like, yeah, I don't like that. That wasn't fun. I'm not trying to do the CZ thing. Like, nah, I'm not that loaded. CZ is. Oof, baby. Crypto theft surged to $2 billion in 2023, despite fewer incidents. So fewer incidents, but bigger paydays for the hackers. One of the major hackers is the Lazarus Group out of North Korea. Telling you, they've declared war. It's digital war. We should give them back what they give. Just saying. It's just my suggestion. I'm just saying. It's good for the goose. It's good for the gander, right? Just saying. Maybe you see some darkness for a little while. Just saying. Bank of America experiences a widespread technical glitch that shows about 20,000 people that they've got $0 in their bank accounts. It happened online in the apps. It happened obviously mobile, and even at some ATMs, people were freaking the hell out. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, this is not the time for banks to run into this kind of problem. I heard Germany was having some issues with banking as well. I'm sitting back and I'm going, that's no bueno for banks. I know people that have very little money stored in banks. The bulk of their money is in crypto. They're just like, I make more off the, I yield more from crypto than I do from a bank. And I'm liquid. Like, it stays right here in my wallet. It's mine. It's just delegated at the moment. I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah. I mean, one guy was like, and I'm not going to say his name because it's not everybody's business. He's like, yeah, I get 3% every 5 days. Excuse me, sir? 3% every 5 days? Yeah. You can find some really good rates. So imagine if you were just making, and then you sit back and go, 3% is not a lot of money. Every 5 days. Do the math. Yeah. Yeah. Think about that. So who's staking? Who is staking? I sit back and I just go, yeah, that's what's up. So banking, to have a major outage like that, is going to cause a run on the bank. No, I don't think it's going to cause a run on the bank. I absolutely do not think it's going to cause a run on the bank. But I do think they're going to have a lot of disgruntled customers that might bounce to another bank. Is it going to be 20,000? Doubtful. But is it going to be a percentage of that? Yes. Yeah. People were freaking out. People were absolutely freaking out. And then somebody was telling me that one of their friends, it took the FDIC, took them years to make them whole after a bank incident. You have people that are just like, we don't trust the banking system. It's why Bitcoin was created. That's why crypto was created. Just saying, just pay attention to this stuff. Now, something I found that was really cool, Aptos has been making moves in the past couple of days. And I do hold a bag of Aptos. And, I was just talking the other day about, I was talking some smack because because they haven't been doing anything. It's been just sleeping, and all of a sudden out of nowhere they're just waking up and cutting deals. They just bought this company Hash Palette. So Hash Palette is behind Palette Protocol, and it's also the wallet for Expo 2025 in Osaka, Japan. So now who's going to be involved in that wallet? Aptos. What? Yeah, that's mad. That's mad cool. And they're looking to get into the Japanese market because they want to open up the Japanese market, into, to be a part of that whole Web3 thing. And I'm like, that was a brilliant move. That was a brilliant move. I think they're going to do well off of that. But you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. Oh my gosh, I didn't have my watermark up. Oh, that's horrible. Let's start with the GMB Crypto Tracker top 25 losers. This list goes on forever. The whole list is a whole list of losers. Hate to say it like that, but it is. Beam is down 13%. XRP is down 12%. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. Pay attention to who's down, right? And then we'll come back to XRP. Render is down 12%. Wormhole is down 11% after being up 25% because they got listed somewhere. Cool. Psy is down 11%. Bonk is down 11%. Celestia is down 10%. Injective's down 10%. Ooh, did you see that move? Everything just fluctuated. Let's see. Yeah, for the most part, still the same. Let's see. Injective was down 9%. Dog with Head is down 9%. Blur is down 9%. Celestia, Pepe is down 9%. BitTensor is down 9%. Take a look at the GMBX factor right here. All right, let's go back to XRP, down 12%. Now, that could be because, well, they're going after Ripple again. Or, most likely, it's going to be because the whole freaking market is down. Maybe that's why. Right? That's the bulk of it. I really do think that Ripple is just literally just shrugging it off. They filed a one-paper brief saying, we're going to file an appeal because they needed to meet the deadline, but obviously they're not ready to file the whole thing. But they're saying our intent is to file an appeal. That's great. That's awesome. A one-pager. That's great. You should not be able to say, oh, hold my place in line. You should not be able to do that. Make your case, make your appeal. Don't wait till the last minute the way you did. And if you have a good case, you'll win. If you have a sucky case, everybody will laugh at you. Gary Gensler, that whole team, they should get fired. It's wasting my taxpayer money. Just saying. Then you have the top 25 winners, of which we only have up to there. That's it. So Aptos obviously up 9%. And then that's it. Everybody else is down. You see all those zeros? Everybody else is down. Period. Right? Get rid of my notes. Then, what do we have coming up today? Non-farm payroll. That's the last number to drop. We got ISM. Actually, we get ISM services today. We get non-farm payroll tomorrow. My bad. Right? You can see Thursday ISM services, and we'll see what that gives us. Right? And I'm sitting back and I'm just going, well, I don't know that those numbers are going to hurt so much. I don't know it's going to be so painful. Right? We got manufacturing, and it was basically step. They were expecting this. This was the last, and this is what it is now. I'm expecting the same on the other side. So we'll see what happens. Fear and greed index all the way into fear at 37. So we went from 60-something to 50-something to 42 to 37. You want to know what I'm thinking? Yeah, you know what the hell I'm thinking. Yeah, bye. That's what I'm doing. Bye. And I'll show you where and when. $88.482 billion in total value locked. That's a drop from 96 to 94 to 88. because you got lettuce hands out there. You got the flimsy hands out there. The wilted lettuce hands is what I call them. But look at this right here. We dropped, came back up a tad, dropped, came back up a tiny little bit, right? Dropped, started coming back up. I think we'll probably drop again. But I want you to think about something. Where are we? My blue band goes from 57,655 to 63,719. I am not worried a bit. A bit. What I'm waiting for is show me a bottom. Now this could very well be, hey, we could be at a bottom. I need to see the bottom. When I see a bottom, then I'll take some dry powder and I'll get in. My DCA strategy doesn't move. My DCA strategy does not move. Stays there. Stays right there. I'm talking about dry powder, that extra money that you put in. This is when I would be putting in extra money. Right? That's what I'm talking about. Then if you look at the big board, you can see all this. Again, this is one of the reasons why I created the GMB crypto tracker, because look at all these choices. Look at all these choices, and you sit back and go, oh my God, look at all this. What can I buy? What can I buy? Somebody asked me about Near Protocol. Would I be buying Near Protocol? Yes, I like Near. I absolutely like Near. So I would be buying Near. Oh my gosh. Are you looking at Chainlink at $10.63? I would absolutely snatch up more of that. I would absolutely snatch up more of that. SHIB is at 16. It was at 17. Doge is down to 10. Those are two that I would snatch. Pepe's down hard. I probably snatch some of that. Stacks is up. Aptos is up, obviously. But Sui's up. These are coins that I'm like, yeah, these are projects that I'm like, yeah, I would definitely snatch. I would absolutely snatch. Now, I just want to see something real quick. Sui is at number 20. $5 million market cap. It's about, I know it's going to bunny hop Near Protocol soon. For sure. For sure. I think it's going to blow through 6 billion, and really, I think it's going to challenge some of these guys up here. Right? But it's got a long way to go before it can, challenge a couple of those. But I think it's going to. Sui's making moves. Sui's absolutely making moves, and I'd be paying attention to it. I would absolutely be paying attention to it. That's something that would be on my list to buy. There are a lot on my list to buy. Would I snatch Solana? Yeah. Obviously Bitcoin, obviously Ethereum. I don't even know why. We don't even have to talk about that. Those are obvious ones. Solana, I might buy a little bit. XRP, I might buy a bit. But if I buy XRP, I'm going to be sitting there saying to myself, yeah, I'm probably going to be holding for a minute. Right? But I'm planning on holding for a minute for XRP anyway, so it doesn't matter. Would I be buying Toncoin? Yes. Doge? No. Cardano? Yes, absolutely, especially at this number. Yes. Because here, let's take a look at it. I'll show you why. Come on, let's go. Let's look at the 7-day. See that? This is over 7 days. This is why I'd be buying it. Right there, 41 cents. So I would absolutely be buying it because it says that right now Cardano can achieve that number easily. So yes, I would absolutely be buying it at 34 cents. Think about that. That's like what? 6.8? Yeah. That's a little less than 20% right there. I'd do it for sure. For sure. Avalanche, I have some, but would I buy more? I think I would buy SHIB before I bought Avalanche. Truthfully, I would definitely buy more SHIB because SHIB is absolutely on my list to buy. Chainlink, absolutely on my list to buy. Chainlink's going to come out of nowhere and just start bunny hopping people. Because it's a part of the connective tissue. That's just the way it rocks. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Absolutely. Try to become a member because membership comes with benefits. We have a big bagger meeting coming up October 18th. It's a Friday at 8 p.m. That is a live video conference, two-way video conference between me and all the big baggers. That's a very big deal. Anyway, everybody, I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.